So you did it. You got the Mac Studio. Maybe even the M3 Ultra. It's an absolute beast, right? A total powerhouse for all your pro work. But, and this is a big but, what about the audio? Is the sound coming out of that monster machine just as pro as the work you're putting in? Okay, let's really get into this. Look, you've invested a ton in this. Your creative engine. It makes sense. But let's be honest, audio is usually the last thing on the checklist, right? We just kind of settle. We grab some consumer earbuds or maybe those big bulky headphones. And yeah, they're great for one thing, but they're pretty awful for another. And that, right there, is the big problem we're going to tackle today. And it's so true. Think about it. Those amazing, super high fidelity in-ear monitors, IEMs, the ones that make your music sound like you're literally in the front row of a concert. Yeah, good luck finding one with a microphone. And then there's the headset you use for your Zoom calls. Try listening to your favorite album on that thing. It just sounds flat, lifeless. So you feel like you have to choose, right? Music or meetings. But what if you didn't have to? So this is what I like to call the high-end audio paradox. It's this fundamental clash between what makes audio incredible for just kicking back and listening and what makes it practical for, actually getting work done. Let's break that down. Okay, so this chart really lays it all out. Over on one side, you've got the audiophile world. It's all about one thing, signal purity. That means absolutely no mics on the cables because, that might degrade the sound. You've got these weird complex plugs, 2.5 millimeter, 4.4 millimeter, all designed to get rid of any and all electrical noise. Then you look at the professional world. It's a completely different story. It's all about clear communication. You absolutely need a great microphone, and you need a simple cable that just plugs right into that 3.5 millimeter jack on your Mac Studio. See the problem? And that is our mission today. We are going to figure out how to build a system that gives you both. I'm talking breathtaking, goosebump-inducing music and crystal clear, professional-grade voice for your calls. No compromises, period. But first, we need to figure out what kind of sound we're even aiming for. Right, so we're not just looking for good sound. That's too vague. We're on the hunt for a very specific character of sound. One that's amazing for music, sure, but also one that you can listen to for hours on end without your ears getting tired. And that specific sound, well, it has a name. And that name is a warm sound signature. Now, warm might sound kind of fuzzy and subjective, but it's actually a real technical term. It just means the sound is tuned to have a little extra oomph in the bass and the lower mids. The result? A sound that's super rich, full, and just smooth. And the most important part, it gets rid of that harsh, sharp, high-pitched sound. You know the one that makes you want to tear your headphones off after an hour on a call. That's what we're avoiding. And this quote just nails it. A warm sound is immersive, it's rich, but that non-fatiguing part, that is the secret weapon for anyone who spends their day in meetings. It means you can literally go from call to call to call for hours, and your ears won't feel completely worn out at the end of the day. So the big question is, how do we get that? Okay, so here's our first big decision. It's kind of like a fork in the road. Path 1, do you want something elegant, simple, an all-in-one solution that just works perfectly right out of the box? Or are you up for a little project? Path 2, building your own modular system where you pick every single piece for the absolute best performance. Both paths can get you to an amazing place, so let's meet the players. All right, we are now officially entering the world of what the audio community calls Summit 5. And that's exactly what it sounds like, the absolute top of the mountain, the pinnacle of personal audio. These are the best of the best, and each one has a special trick up its sleeve that's perfect for what we're trying to do. So here's a quick snapshot of the landscape up here at the Summit. As you can see, we've got a range of options, from plug-and-play simplicity to just pure mind-blowing luxury. We're going to zero in on 3 key categories that really help us solve that paradox we talked about. All right, first up, this category is for all of you who just want it to be easy. You value elegance, simplicity. You want to make one purchase, open one box, and have the whole problem solved. Done. If that's you, then the Beyerdynamic Excellento is your answer. Seriously. This is one of the only true audiophile-grade IEMs that actually ships with a fantastic cable that has a high-quality mic built right in. You literally just plug it into your Mac Studio, and that's it. You're done. You get that beautiful, warm, musical sound from their famous Tesla driver tech with absolutely zero hassle. Okay, category 2, This one's for the true professional, the person who lives in Zoom or Teams meetings all day long. For you, the biggest enemy isn't just bad audio. It's fatigue, that feeling of just being worn down by your headphones. And this is where the 64 Audio U12T is an absolute game changer. Check out that first point, Apex technology. So what is that? It's basically this tiny patented vent that lets out the air pressure that gets trapped in your ear when you're wearing IEMs. That pressure is what makes your ears feel stuffy and sore after a few hours. By getting rid of it, the U12T is, and I'm not exaggerating, maybe the most comfortable IEM on the planet for long sessions. There's a reason the pros use this thing. All right, let's switch gears a bit. Let's talk about the pure fun of it. This category is for those of you who, when 5 o'clock hits and the work is done, you want your music to be an event, something physical. You don't just want to hear the bass, you want to feel it in your bones. And trust me, I'm not making these quotes up. People literally describe the experience as God-tier bass or having a tiny subwoofer in your ear. Models like the Campfire Trifecta are built for this. They're engineered to produce this massive, thunderous bass that's still somehow perfectly controlled. It is just an absolute blast for stuff like EDM, hip-hop, anything with a beat. This is all about pure, unadulterated enjoyment. Okay, so you've seen the big players. Now, if you're leaning towards one of the modular options, like the U112 or the Trifecta, you're probably thinking, okay, now I have to build a system. Don't worry, it is way, way simpler than it sounds. It really just comes down to 3 easy steps. And honestly, you've already done the hardest part, which is picking out the IEM you want. Now we just need to grab the last couple of pieces to finish the puzzle. Step 2 is all about the microphone, and you've basically got 2 fantastic choices here. On one side, you have the boom mic, like this Antlion camera. This is the pro standard, no question. It puts the microphone right next to your mouth, which gives you amazing vocal clarity and cuts out a ton of background noise. On the other side, you've got these premium inline mics. They're built right into a high-end cable, so they're way more subtle and discreet. They sound great, for sure, but if pure voice quality is your top priority, that boom mic is going to win. And finally, step 3, the DAC. That stands for Digital to Analog Converter. Now, you might be thinking, wait, why do I need this? My Mac Studio has a headphone jack. And you're right, it does. And it's fine, but it wasn't built for this kind of high-end equipment. A little external USB-C DAC does one crucial thing. It moves the audio conversion outside of the electrically noisy environment inside your computer. The result is a much cleaner, quieter signal that really lets your amazing new IEMs shine. Okay, let's recap. We've talked about the audio paradox. We've defined that warm sound signature we're after. We've met the top-tier contenders. And we've walked through how to build your own system. Now it's time to put it all together so you can make the right choice for you. Honestly, it all comes down to this one simple question. What is your number 1 priority? Really think about it. If the answer is ultimate simplicity, just plug it in and have it work beautifully, then the Beyerdynamic Salento is your IEM. If your answer is ultimate comfort, being able to get through a full day of meetings without wanting to rip them out, it's got to be the 64 Audio U12T. And if you just said ultimate bass, you know, that powerful, fun, musical experience, then you're looking right at something like the Campfire Trifecta. Your main priority points you directly to the answer. And that, right there, is really the big takeaway. When you've invested in a pro machine like a Mac Studio, just grabbing something off the shelf is always going to be a compromise. The best audio system, the ultimate experience, isn't something you just buy. It's something you build, piece by piece, to be perfect for you, for your work, and for your music. It's not just a purchase, it's a project. And the payoff? It's pure sonic perfection.